Okay, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to be looking at fraction. Fraction, you know, um, in a simple way to define fraction, we say that fraction is a part of a whole. Fraction is a part of a whole. Um, I don't know how many you are in your family. Is that okay? I know maybe you have your mom, your dad, your siblings. Let's say you have three siblings, making you guys all together. Mom, dad, yourself, and three. That would make altogether six people in your household, right? Now that is six. That six is considered to be like a whole, right? When we mention fraction, we are talking about a part of that whole. So when we like say, okay, I want two people from your family to come to school today. Is that okay? That means two out of six people, or we can say three out of six people. We can also say five out of six people. So whenever you're talking about fraction, we're talking about a portion out of a whole number of things. Like when you go to your classroom now, let's say your classroom may have about, let's say, 20 people in your class, in your school, in your class at school. You may have like 20 people in your class. Now, out of those 20 people, let's say five of them are your friends. Is that okay? So that five is a part of the whole. Five out of 20. Is that okay? So we say that fraction is actually a part of a whole. And many times we express fraction in this format: x over y, right? We call this the numerator and we call this the denominator. Is that okay? The denominator. So this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Whenever you have like 2 over 5, or let's say any number 1 over 3, or any number that you have whatsoever, the one that is on the top is always called the numerator, while the one that is under is called the denominator. Also, you can actually say, since I say that fraction is a part of a whole, we can say that this one on top, which we call the numerator, is the part, and this one under is the whole. Is that okay? This is the part, and this is the whole. Now, for instance, when we say, I want two people from your family to come to school today, what I'm actually saying that two people are the parts I want to come to school, while the six is the whole. So I can actually write it as the same thing as 2 over 6, where 2 is the part I want to come to school, and the 6 is the whole numbers in your family. Also, when I mentioned about you having 5 friends out of a class of 20, I can also say that 5 is the part of that whole that are your friends, then 20 is the whole. So the numerator is the part that you are picking, while the whole is the denominator. Is that okay? The numerator, let me say it once again. The numerator is the part, and the denominator is the whole. Now, basically, if I ask you, I know many of you that must have done fraction before now. If I ask you how many types of fraction we have, then some people say 3, some people say 2. Is that okay? Now, I'm going to illustrate with you. Let me just, for now, for the sake of this lesson, I'm going to teach you 2 types of fractions. Is that okay? I'm going to teach you 2 types of fraction for the sake of this lesson. So the number one type of fraction we have is what we call the proper fraction. The proper fraction. The proper fraction is the one that we have the numerator, let's say x over y. The numerator is actually smaller and the denominator is what? Bigger. Is that okay? Any fraction that you have that the numerator is smaller and the denominator is bigger is actually called a proper fraction. For instance, I remember when I was in primary school, how they illustrated for us that a small baby can be carried by a big man. That is actually proper. Is that okay? So, like this one, we have 3 over 5. 3 is smaller, 5 is bigger, so we say it's a proper fraction. We also have 2 over 3. So 2 is smaller, 3 is bigger. We say it's a proper fraction. 4 over 9, 4 is smaller, and 9 is bigger. So we say it's a proper fraction. Now, let me show you something now. So when we have 3 over 5, which is a proper fraction, we know that 3 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. Also, we know that 3 is the part while 5 is the whole. Let me say it again. 3 is the part. That means in this class, there are like 5 people or 5 things in this class. And what we are picking, the part of the whole we are picking is what? 3. Is that okay? Now, let me use a diagram to illustrate for you. Let me say I have something like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is the whole. This is a whole block I have here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 things in that block, right? So I'll pick 1, 2, and 3. This is 3 over 5. This is what we call 3 over 5. Is that okay? This is what we pick 3 out of 5. Just follow me. Now, when we have 2 over 3, 2 is the part and 3 is the whole. Let me now draw something like this. This one, let me use a circle to illustrate it. I'm going to pick 2 out of 3. So for me, 2 is the part and 3 is the whole. So this is 2 over 3. The whole is 3. The part is 2. Is that okay? Now let me do 4 over 9. 4 over 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that okay? So I'm going to pick 4 parts out of the whole, which is the whole is 9. I'm going to pick 4 parts from it. So I'm pick 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 over 9. Is that okay? Now, finally, before this is actually an introduction to this fraction, we are going to do a whole lot of things in fraction, a whole lot of things. Now, I want to start from this very basic so that you understand it very, very well. So now, the last thing we are going to do for today is for improper fractions, which is fractions that the part is bigger than the whole. The part is actually bigger than the whole. Like here we have 5 out of 3. 5 is bigger. The part we want to pick is bigger than the whole. Also, we have 3 all over 2. So in this case, we have that x, pay attention, x over y, where x is bigger and y is smaller. This is what we call improper fraction. And very shortly, you will understand why I'm only teaching you 2 types of fraction, because there's actually a third type of fraction that we have. We call it mixed number or mixed fraction. Is that okay? But why I don't want to go into that is because this improper fraction can be also represented as mixed fraction. Is that okay? So now, for instance, let me say I have 5 over 3. Remember, the whole is 3. Let me draw it diagram for you. The whole is 3. Now, out of this whole, I'm going to pick 5 from the whole. Can you do it? How can we pick 5 out of this whole that is 3? Let's go on with it. I have 1, 2, and 3. My parts are exhausted, but I need to pick 5 out of this whole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another part, another whole. Is that okay? I'm going to draw a second whole. This is already 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Is that okay? So I have one whole here. I have 2 over 3 here. So I can actually say that 5 over 3 is the same thing as one whole number, 2 over 3. Is that okay? Now let's go to the second one. Second one, we have 3 over 2, right? Let me say I have my whole, which is 2. I'm going to pick 3 parts out of 2 wholes. So let's go on with that. I do 1, 2. It's exhausted. So I'll draw another whole. with 2 parts also. This is 3, so it's now complete. 1, 2, 3, 3 parts, and the whole is 2. So this will give me 1 whole, and this will give me 1/2, right? This is picking 1 out of 2. Remember, the whole here is 2. The one I picked is 1, so this is 1/2. So this will give me 1 whole number, 1/2. Now, finally, let me do for 9/4. For 9/4, I'm going to draw a whole that has 4 parts. A whole that has 4 parts. I'm going to pick 9 things, 9 parts from that whole. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for 9 parts, so I'm going to draw another one. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not up to 9, so I'll still draw a third one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1 whole, this is 1 whole, and this one is 1/4. Exactly, this is 1/4. So everything I have here will give me 2 whole number, 1/4. Is that okay? So this is where we are going to stop for today for fractions. Is that okay? This is where we're going to stop today for fractions. I want you to ensure you do your assignments, and also invite your friends and your classmates to join tomorrow classes or tomorrow class. Is that okay? Thank you.